Hello students, welcome to the English class. Today we are going to discuss the next chapter of your book Woven Words, and the name of the chapter is Papaji's Moth, and it is written by the famous author Arundhati Roy. Let us know more about Arundhati Roy. She was born on 24th of November 1961 and her husband was Garon da Cunha. She won a number of prizes named Booker Prize, Norman Miller Prize for discussed writing and many more. She studied in the St. Lawrence School, Pallicolum School and the School of Planning and Architecture. Let us read first of all the summary of the lesson. This is a story by Arundhati Roy is an extract from her novel God of Small Things. This novel won Booker Prize in 1997. The theme of the story is that man is slave to his habits. The authoress, means Arundhati Roy, describes her father's life after retirement from the post of entomologist in Pusa Research Institute, Delhi. His eccentric behavior has also been shown here. He could not adjust with his new routine. Before retirement, he used to beat his wife now and then, but now he started beating her every day. One day, his son checked him from doing this. After that, he did not even touch her. He passed the rest of his life in solitude, even while living with family. In spite of this all, his wife cried bitterly on his death. This again was an example of habit. It was not her love for him that made her cry, but the reason that she was habitual of him. Now, let's read the lesson line by line with its explanation so that the whole lesson will be clear to you. Mamaji had started making pickles commercially soon after Papaji retired from government service in Delhi and came to live in Amenam. The Kottayam Bible Society was having a fair and asked Mamaji to make some of her famous banana jam and tender mango pickle. It sold quickly, and Mamaji found that she had more orders than she could cope with. Thrilled with her success, she decided to persist with the pickles and jam and soon found herself busy all year round. Papaji, for his part, was having trouble coping with the ignominy of retirement. He was 17 years older than Mamaji and realized with a shock that he was an old man when his wife was still in her prime. So here the story started with the quality of Arundhati Roy's mother. Here she has called her mother Mamaji and her father Papaji. So her mother used to make pickles and jams. So for a society she was preparing a jam which was organizing a fair. So she used to prepare very tasty jam and pickles. Therefore the order had came to her. Here one more thing is being told that Arundhati Roy's father got retired now and he was struggling with that situation because he could not adjust with that. And another thing is that Arundhati Roy's father was 17 years older than her mother, and here her father thought that at this stage when he got retired he is an old man, but his mother Arundhati Roy's mother was quite young now, and that was the truth. Though Mamaji had conical corneas and was already practically blind, Papaji would not help her with the pickle making because he didn't consider pickle making a suitable job for a high ranking ex-governmental officer. He had always been a jealous man, so he greatly resented the attention his wife was suddenly getting the slouched around the compound in his immaculately tailored suits, woven sullen circles, around mounds of red chilies and freshly powdered yellow turmeric, watching Mamaji supervising the buying, waiting, salting, and drying of limes and tender mango. Mamaji means Arundhati Roy's mother was quite famous for her pickles and all, but here she was suffering from eye related issues, but then also her father didn't help her in any of her work because he considered that pickle making is a low class job for a ex government official. But he keenly saw all the things which her mother used to do. Every night he beat her wife with a brass larvas. The beatings were not new. What was new was only the frequency with which they took place. One night, Papaji broke the blow of Mamaji's violin and threw it in the river. Then Chaco came home for a summer vacation from Oxford. He had grown to be a big man and was in those days strong from rowing for Balliol. 1 week after he arrived, found Papaji beating Mamaji in the study. Chaco strode in the room and caught Papaji's vast hand and twisted it around his back. I never want this to happen again, he told his father, ever. So, Arundhati Roy's father used to beat her mother every night. So, when he was working, then at that time he occasionally beat his wife. But when he got retired, then every night he used to beat her. So, here Arundhati Roy is discussing about an incident when her brother had came for summer vacation from Oxford, and that day he observed that his father was beating his mother. So he just hold the hand of his father because he was grown up now, and he just shouted at his father that this should not happen again. For the rest of the day, Papaji sat in the veranda and started stonily out at the ornamental garden, ignoring the plates of food that Kochu Maria brought him. Late at night, he went into his study and brought out his favorite mahogany rocking chair. He put it down in the middle of the driveway and smashed it into little bits with a plumber's monkey wrench. He left it there in the moonlight, a heap of varnished wicker and splintered wood. He never touched Mamaji again, but he never spoke to her mother as long as he lived. When he needed anything, he used Kochu Maria or baby Kochama as intermediaries. So after that incident, Arundhati Roy's father never touched her mother, but he never talked. He just stopped talking to her also. Whenever he requires anything, he just take help of Kochu Maria or baby Kochama. So whenever he got angry, he just took out that aggression in all other non-living things. As one incident is being described here, that on one afternoon he just took his armchair and broke it into pieces. In the evening, when he knew visitors were expected, he would sit in the veranda and sew buttons that were not missing onto his shirt to create the impression that Mamaji neglected him. To some small degree, he did succeed in further corroding Anneman's view of working wives. He bought the sky blue Plymouth from an old Englishman in Manor. He became a familiar sight in Amman, coasting importantly down the narrow road in his white car, looking outwardly elegant but sweating freely inside his woolen suits. He would not allow Mamaji or anyone else in the family to use it or even sit in it. The Plymouth was Papaji's revenge. In the evening, Papaji used to sit along with a shirt whose buttons were not broken, but he just pretend to sew those buttons, so that whenever a visitor sees the things, he will consider that Mamaji doesn't take care of Papaji. And in many a times, the author has said that he was successful in that also. And in his car, Papaji used to go. He just went to Plymouth and he did not allow Mamaji or anybody else to sit along with him. So that was in a way his revenge also. Papaji has been an imperial entomologist at the Pusa Institute after independence. When the British left, his designation was changed from imperial entomologist to joint director entomology. The year he retired, he had risen to a rank equivalent to director. His life's great setback was not having had the moth that he had discovered named after him. If it fell into his drink one evening when he was sitting in the veranda of a rest house after a long day in the field. As he picked it out, he noticed his and usually dense dorsal tufts. He took a closer look with growing excitement. He mounted it, measured it, and the next morning placed in the sun for a few hours for the alcohol to evaporate. Author's father was a director, means he retired from the post of director in entomology department. Once he had found a moth in his drink, so he just put it into sun to get it dry. And his one of the setback was he didn't get the credit of discovering that moth. Then he caught the first train back to Delhi, the taxonomic attention, and he hoped fame. After 6 unbearable months of anxiety to Papaji's intense disappointment, he was told that his knot had finally been identified as a slightly unusual race of a well-known species that belonged to the tropical family Lymantrid. The real block M. 12 years later, when as a consequence of a radical taxonomic reshuffle, Lepidopterist decided that Papaji's moth was in fact a separate species and genus Hitherto unknown to scientists. So after getting that moth, he just ran towards Delhi to get it tested whether this is a new species or not. So for 6 months, means he was expecting a great fame and personal attention, but he didn't got that. Okay, then 12 years later, the department had come to know that species which was searched by Papaji was a different species, and it is unknown to science. By then, of course, Papaji had retired and moved to Amman. It was too late for him to assert his claim to the discovery. His moth was named after the acting director of the Department of Entomology, our junior officers, when Papaji had always disliked. In the years to come, even though he had been ill-humored long before he discovered the moth, Papaji's moth was held responsible for his black moods and sudden bouts of temper. Its pernicious ghost, grey, furry, and with unusual dense dorsal tufts, haunted every house that he ever lived in. It tormented him and his children and his children's children. So, his father, after that incident, Papaji became very aggressive and after his retirement, what happens, the credit of that discovering that moth was given to that official whom Papaji didn't like. So that too was quite disappointing for Papaji. So that anger, that aggression comes just like a ghost in the mind of Papaji, and therefore he become very aggressive. Okay, and that haunts not only Papaji, to his children also, because Papaji, due to Papaji's behavior, and the children's children also. Until the day he died, even in the stifling Eminem heat, every single day Papaji wore a well pressed three-piece suit and his gold pocket watch. On the dressing table next to his cologne and silver hairbrush, he kept a picture of himself as a young man with his hair slicked down, taken in a photographer's studio in Vienna, where he had done the 6-month diploma course that had qualified him to apply for the post of imperial entomologist. It was during those few months they spent in Vienna that Mamachi took her first lesson on the violin. So, till the death of Papaji, he just kept dressing himself beautifully. He kept his gold pocket watch with him, and he just kept one photograph of himself on his dressing table. That shows that still he is young, means that gives the positivity to the father of the author. And he remembered the days he spent at Vienna, where the author's mother had learned first lesson of violin, and at Vienna only Papaji has done 6 month course, where and after getting that diploma he was able to apply for the post in entomology department. The lessons were abruptly discontinued when Mamachi's teacher, Lunske Tiefenthal, made the mistake of telling Papaji that his wife was exceptionally talented and, in his opinion, potentially concert class. Mamaji pasted in the family photograph uh, album the clippings from the Indian Express that reported Papachi's death. It said, noted entomologist Sri Benon John Ipe, son of late Rev. E. John Ipe of Eminem, popularly known as Punyan Kunji, suffered a massive heart attack and passed away at Kottayam General Hospital last night. He developed chest pains around 1:5 p.m. and was rushed to hospital. The end came at 2:45 a.m. Sri Aib had been keeping indifferent health since last 6 months. He is survived by his wife Shoshama and two children. So Papaji, Mama, as I have discussed with you that Mamaji has learned violin lessons at Vienna, but one day his guru, means Mamaji's guru, had told Papaji that Mamaji is exceptionally a good artist and she is a very good learner. And from that day only, Papaji stopped the lessons of Mamaji because he did not like all the appreciations and all. And then in the Indian Express, Mamaji had cut down one obituary that was of Papaji himself, and in which it was mentioned that Papaji has passed away due to heart attack. At Papaji's funeral, Mamaji cried and her contact lenses slid around in her eyes. Ammu told the twins that Mamachi was crying more because she was used to him than because she loved him. She was used to having him slouching around the pickle factory and was used to being beaten from time to time. Ammu said that human beings are creatures of habit and it was amazing the kinds of things they could get used to. You only have to look around you, Ammu said, to see that beatings with brass vases were the least of them. So, at the death of Papaji, Mamaji cried a lot. and the the author was quite amazed on this reaction of Mamaji. But Ammu told the author that Mamaji is crying because she is habitual of father, of Papaji, roaming here and there near the factory of Mamaji, of beatings and all. So Ammu said that, declared that human beings are habitual of their own habits, or they can be of any type. So this is all the story. I hope you all have understood the basic theme behind it, that human beings are meant for habits only, and habits can be of any kind. Means they can be usual one or unusual also. So read the lesson once more and enjoy it, understand it. Thank you.